Yep. So then once you start walking backwards, just allow the hill to kind of take you where it wants to take you. Right, so see how far away you got from your ball? So that's how far away to the left you want to aim. So now if we draw a straight line, we're looking at your golf cart tire kind of over there on the left. There you go. Now go ahead and use the line on the ball.
Oh, okay.
Because this is where we get to essentially eliminate half of the discussion. So you're going to aim about 6 feet, 7 feet out to the left. Okay, now the creative part that I want you to have is not based on the green reading. Okay. We essentially more or less used more science. Okay. So we have art and science. So you used science, gravity, you used walking backwards to get you to the distance away from it. Now you're going to use a line only to lock that in. That's it. Okay. Then you just put your artistic mind back in, and now it's all about speed control. So then you do a couple practice swings and you think, okay, if I put my ball out on this line, what speed would I have to hit it for it to actually curve back in, right? So you're putting way over here, right? So that's about where your line is pointed. Well, if you hit it really hard at my foot, it's going to end up off the green over there. So you have to figure out what's the speed do I need to hit it up here for it to take that curve. So go ahead and do some practice strokes. You're basically putting straight toward me. So now that you've got the line, that's just helping you with your math. That's a science equation. The feel part is just the speed part.
Can I hit it?
Yeah, go for it.
Moved out of the parade.
Right, so you ended up putting it at a speed that brought that ball in alignment with the hole again, but just didn't hit it hard enough, right? Yep, so do again. And we know this is...
I like that when you're thinking about the distance. Like sometimes I'll try to find a spot on the green, but there's not always a good spot.
Right.
The distance, like something in the distance.
Yeah, so this is about that, 6 or 7 feet to the left. So when you see it, now you should be looking here and thinking, I'm going to put my ball to this spot. There you go, that was better. Yeah, so just a...
At least if I can get that close for my second putt, then that's really good.
Exactly.
So
like, yeah, these putts, we're not talking about making these. We just got to make sure that we don't oops and completely miss up the read, right? Yeah. Like you had a putt from here earlier and it kind of got you on the opposite side. So you said it was breaking left to right, right here, but it was actually going right to left. Well, if you aimed a foot left and it went further left, now you've got 2, 3, 4 feet coming back. That's when you mess those up. Yeah. As long as we get it on the correct side, we're going to be okay. Yeah. So let's do another one for the video. We'll keep it rolling. So come on over here. Let's putt this one. Okay. So we know this putt already. It breaks a little right to left. We just got to figure out how much.
And then go on the low side.
Go on the low side. Yeah, once you get there, then just walk backwards. Let the hill take you where it wants to take you. There you go. Okay, now that distance is what you want to putt. So like a length of a putter, maybe one large step, something, picture it. Yep, and now you're going to go out here to the right. Okay. So then we also know that it's going a little bit downhill, right? So if I put this one big step away from the hole, but I'll give you a visual distance of maybe a step short of the hole, and your goal mentally is now to putt your ball to this ball. And well, it's not going to hit this ball. It'll turn and it'll take the break and it'll go in the hole. You did. Now look where it ends up. Yeah, perfect. Right, exactly on the other side of the hole. So try that again and see if you can hit it a little bit softer. Because remember, you're only trying to get it basically to that ball. Mentally thinking it's going to stop there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's better, right?
That's great.
Okay, so we're going to do one more for the video. Okay, I'm going to put the ball right here. And you're going to do the same thing. Okay. Now, what do you see? What are you seeing color-wise?
I see it shiny on the left, and it's darker on the right, so it's going to go left to right. And
Now, what do you see between your ball and the hole? What color?
oh, I see a little bit of shiny around the hole.
Uh-huh.
And then darker towards my ball.
Yeah, it's darker closer to us, right?
So it's gonna.
So let's take a step on this side and see what we see. What color do we see between? Always think about between your ball and the hole. What do we think?
Now it looks a little darker and a little shinier towards my ball.
Okay, now come over here and take a look.
Now,
what do you see?
a little darker around my ball and shinier around the hole.
Mm-hmm. So what we have here, and I'm going to kind of stand on the line, that we have a river that basically flows from the right edge of the cup back here to where I'm standing.
Okay.
So what we have is a hole that's cut on the left bank of the river, and your ball is on the right bank of the river.
Okay.
So as your ball comes in, for most of the distance, it's on the right bank. So it's coming down, it's coming into the middle of the river.
Right.
But then once it crosses that line, now it's going to double back the other way.
Okay.
So let's use our feet to figure out, like, where do we go with this?
Okay.
So because we're not sure, we don't know which is the high side or the low side. We're just going to pick one side of the ball and walk up there and then walk backwards. Yep, then walk backwards. So where'd you end up relative to your ball? Which is pretty close to where you started. So let's just say there is no break. All right, you went up, you felt a little something, then when you came backwards, that's the real telltale, is when you come backwards.
Okay.
You started walking a foot or so from the right side of your ball. You walked all the way to the hole and back, and you never really changed.
Oh, you're right.
So if you don't change, we're just going to say it's straight.
Okay.
So let's try that. There you go. So once you've got your aiming line, now if we know anything about this putt, and another thing you can use is other golfers, right?
Oh yeah, I do watch them.
Yeah, so if you watched me putt and I came flying past the hole in your direction, well, you know I just putted downhill. That means your putt's back up the hill.
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead and do a practice stroke. Just try to feel the speed. That's what your practice strokes are for, just for power, distance, feeling the speed. Oh,
Not bad.
it was great. And what you're actually going to get to see a little bit from the video is it did exactly what we said. You were on that bank of the river. It curved across the line, and as it got to this line, it started to curve back the other way. So this technically was a double breaker.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, let's do one more, because this is, I want this to really sink in for you. This is going to make you less terrible.
Yes, well, it's going to make me more confident.
Yeah, I mean, you said you were a terrible putter, so we got to fix that. All right, so here's our hole. What do we see around the hole on this one?
Oh, I see. It's pretty rough around here.
On that edge.
This is more
Smoother.
the smoother where the water is running.
Yeah, exactly, right? So we've identified that. Your putt is over here. You're going to putt from here. We'll go a little bit longer.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go from right here. What do we see from behind the ball as far as colors?
I see like a little light, a little darker, a little light around the hole. It's pretty even.
Yeah, pretty even.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. So let's double check. So now go to the top side, or we think it's up here is the shiny side. So let's double check, see if it is shiny.
Yeah, it's pretty shiny.
It is pretty shiny, right? Now let's go to the other side. Now if this side turns dark, we know it's right to left putt.
Oh yeah, it's darker.
Totally went dark.
Yeah.
Right? So now it's obvious, okay, the ground is moving this way. Now we just got to figure out how much. So you go to the low side, walk up to the hole. Yep, and then just walk backwards. Okay, there you go. So now you've got to pick something, a one big step out to the right.
What do you think about that tree right there?
The left edge of that tree, I don't like the tree trunk.
Okay, so it's not that far, but the left edge.
What do you see on the green over here? I see this old hole. Do you see that?
Oh yeah, the hole, yeah.
Right here?
Yeah.
So that's going to be about a big step away. Okay. Now, when we looked to see if it was uphill or downhill, which you were able to determine from behind the ball, it was kind of an even color. When it's even, that means it's not really up or down, it's a little bit more level. Okay, so if it's distinctly shiny, it's straight downhill. If it's really dark, it's straight uphill. If it's kind of a mixture, then it may not be up or down, it might be sideways. Okay, so you've got this old hole over here that you're gonna pick. So go ahead and you're gonna basically aim kind of straight toward me, but the distance of the putt is straight to the hole. So, you know, if we come straight out from the hole to about right here, 90 degrees, this is the distance that you're trying to hit the putt. Yep, so just a couple practice strokes. Right? So we hit a little bit hard. We essentially putted it through the break. So try that again. You're just going to put it a little bit softer. Oh, okay, not bad, right? So now we misread the putt by a little bit, but at least we knew we were on the right side. We weren't thinking it was a left to right putt, because then that ball's just going to get further away from us. Make sense? Okay, so if we just review everything, we're looking at shiny is down, dark is uphill, in between is sideways, it's a side hill putt, and we're looking at the hole. We're looking for any kind of crusty edges, where the material, the soil and the grass is falling in, it's caving in, it's eroding, right? We're looking at that. And then we're gonna feel, we're gonna feel with our feet based on these slopes. And what we found is that when we walk backwards, it reveals to us so much better what that ground is doing.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So, anything you want to add to the video?
No, I think that's great. Fabulous.
Okay, is this maybe a video I can put on YouTube?
Yes.
No, this is really good because you're a great student and you followed my directions and you were able to just learn this for the first time ever. You never knew that these colors were different. This video help other people as well.
Oh,
so.
yeah, no, that's awesome.
Good.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.